Hey everybody, welcome back to another review. Today I'm going to be talking about Morgan Taylor. Before we get into that though, if you can like this video and subscribe and comment, that would be amazing. I totally appreciate your support, and I'm going to put that in the beginning now because it's kind of lame in the end. I think people get kind of tired of listening to me and stop listening in the end, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate all your comments. Sometimes it takes me a bit to get back to them, but I always read them, so thank you so much for that. Okay, let's get into the review here. We're talking about the Pure Beauty Morgan Taylor Spring 2023 collection. I have been so impressed with Morgan Taylor. Their formulas are just so amazing, and every time I use them, I am just kind of blown away, and their brush is amazing too. So if you haven't tried Morgan Taylor, I feel like they don't get talked about enough. That's why I keep reviewing them. Go ahead and try them out for yourself and see if you like them. Also, in case you didn't know, if you like gel polish, Gelish does all these Morgan Taylor collections in their line. So anything you can get from this new collection, you can get in the Gelish brand, exact same colors. So that's kind of nice to know too. And Beyond Polish has these right now. They also have the Gelish polishes as well. So they have everything that you need. You can use my discount code. It's GOLARI10 for a discount for that. And thank you for shopping off my link. It really helps me out. Okay, these are all creams. Well, there's one that's a cream, but it has kind of a duochrome iridescent shimmer in it. It's really pretty. I'll talk about that more in detail as we go through the polishes, but I love a good solid cream collection, so I was really happy with this one. Before we get into it, let's talk about what's on my lips and what's on my nails. I also try to link anything that I'm wearing that I can that's still available, so you guys can look at that too, because I've had some requests for that. All that information is down below. Okay, what I'm wearing on my lips is this new MAC lipstick. As I've mentioned before, I'm really trying to build up my lip collection. So this is a new MAC lipstick that I have gotten. It's called Tres Blasé. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably not, but anyway, it's this beautiful kind of peachy orange lipstick. I love it so much. And then this L'Oreal lip liner I think is a little bit older too, but it's just kind of a nude brown, and I'll try to link one that I think is close to it if I can't find the exact one, but I just paired those together and I'm loving that. And on my nails I'm wearing a polish from ORLY. Oh, it's over there. It's called Oh Darling from their new spring collection, and I'm really enjoying this bright cherry red. It's so fun. I was really craving that. So I have that on now. Let's get into the polishes. The first one I have is pretty simple, and it's this gorgeous nude shade. Morgan Taylor has been coming out with a lot of nude shades, and they're all various colors. They're all different. This one has a beige base, but also has a little bit of pink and purple in it, but not too much purple. A lot of the ones they've been coming out with recently are more beige leaning or more purple leaning. This one kind of sits in between. I did not compare it to some of those. I feel like this one's in between Tweed Me and Chillin' with Jack. So it kind of fits in there. Maybe a little closer to Tweed Me. But anyway, it does have that iridescent duochrome shimmer going through there. This polish is quite opaque though. It builds up very nicely, so it's going to be opaque in 2 coats. You might need 3 depending on how you apply it, but I really think you can get away with 2. I did in my picture swatch. The thing about it though, as compared to a polish by Essie called On the Download that they recently came out with, that's more blue, but it has this same iridescent shimmer. It does have glitter pieces that are a little bit chunkier. Since it is a sheer base, those show up a little bit more. So this one, whereas it's more opaque, you're not going to see that iridescent shimmer in there as much, and you might prefer that. It does add a little depth and shimmer to it, which I like, and in the sun it is noticeable, but not as noticeable as some of the other polishes that I have been swatching lately, especially ones from like Olive and June. So just keep that in mind, and maybe you like that, maybe you just want just a hint of it, which I kind of prefer, but since this is so opaque, it's not going to be super strong. But I really liked this one. So obviously it's unique. I do have some comparisons just so you can see some differences, but I don't have anything like this in my collection. And let's look at those. I pulled out OPI Frenchie Likes to Kiss just because it reminded me of this one, but it's quite different. That one's lovely. It is a little bit lighter and more purple, and it has a really strong iridescent shimmer in there. That is such a great polish. If you have that, pull that out this spring. It's such a great one. And then OPI Movie Buff, I just wanted to give you an idea of what this color was like, and so I wanted to show you that it's close to Movie Buff, but Movie Buff has more pink. I feel like that was the closest that I could find. It was really, really hard for me to find one that was exactly the same as this one, but there really are quite a few out there like this. And then Pink Capiz from Olive and June from their new Seashell collection. That is quite a bit more sheer and has a stronger iridescent shimmer in it. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what this polish is like, but just keep in mind it's pretty unique to anything that I have, at least in my collection. So I really like this nude shade that has just a hint of iridescent shimmer. Then we have Bed of Petals, and I love this pink. And this one kind of surprised me. It's got a lot of white in the base, so it's bright, but when I put it on my nails, I was like, oh, this is a lot brighter than I really thought. Then it was interesting to see it compared to other colors, because I was like, oh, we have kind of seen this before, but the formula on this one is just so good. I literally had it opaque in 2 coats, which is surprising to me. You might need 3, I don't know, but for me, I was really satisfied with the 2 coats, and that's almost unheard of with polishes like this. I don't know, maybe that won't happen again, but when I was swatching it, I was like, wow, that is some great coverage for a polish like this, and the formula just went on like butter. It is amazing. I really think you're gonna like this one. Is the color unique? Probably not super unique. It's pretty close to other polishes that we've seen. Let's look at those right now. So I compared it to OPI Susie Nell's New Orleans. That one's super close, maybe a touch darker, but it is definitely the closest. So it's really, really close to that. Maybe not as bright, but they're both pretty bright. They're both great. I wanted you to see how it compared to Morgan Taylor Adorably Clueless from their Clueless collection last year, and that's a little bit of a softer shade. It's a little bit warmer, and so I just thought that would be a good reference. And then I wanted to show you that Valley of the Dolls is more of a neon. When I originally put this on my nails, I was like, oh, that's a neon, but then I was like, no, it's not a neon. I feel like it's just very, very bright. So those are the comparisons that I have. I wanted to put Susie Nell's New Orleans on there just because I was like, oh, this is like super, super close to that, and I love that polish, so of course I love this one too. And then Leave It All Behind is so pretty. Companies have been coming out with a lot of these different greens, and I'm just gonna say right now outright, this is my favorite so far of all these kind of spring greens, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but I love this shade. It's a little bit cooler toned. It's a mid-tone shade. It's not like a lime green. I definitely prefer cooler greens as I do lime greens. The formula on this is just really fantastic too. Oh man, the formula is so great on this one. I think that's another reason that I just really, really liked it, and I do see myself wearing this. I am definitely a fan of green. It's fantastic. Let's get into those comparisons so you can see it was a little tricky for me to pull them out. There were a lot of polishes that were definitely more lime. There's a lot of polishes kind of like this, but they're lighter. And then there's a lot of them that are kind of more sage leaning. So I put in the closest that I have to this so you guys can see, but I feel like this one's different than those. Let's look at them. So Clear Your Cache is new from the OPI collection from spring this year, and that one's lighter and more yellow. I was kind of thinking they'd be the same, but they're not. And then Win Me Over, I would guess is probably the closest, but I feel like Leave It All Behind is definitely cooler toned, which I prefer over Win Me Over, and I love Win Me Over, so I love Leave It All Behind even more. And then Natural Connection, which is amazing, as you can see, is more sage leaning. And then I didn't compare it to like Come On Clover and Willow in the Wind from Essie because those have more yellow in them, and so I didn't want to put those on there because they're obviously different, and I just love this. It's perfect for spring. And then we have Radiant Renewal, and I was surprised how much I liked this one. Oh, I just had a color pop in my mind just now. So there's a polish I'm going to pull out and compare it to, so I'll probably put that in later. But anyway, this is a nice kind of pink peachy cream shade. It is so pretty and so perfect for spring. I realize I don't wear these colors very often anymore. I need to pull them out more, but I love the color tone of this one, and I think it's going to be so fun. Formula really is so fantastic on this one as well. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats. It does have like a slight curly formula. I would say it leans more cream, but I just love it so much. Okay, let's look at those comparisons because there are some polishes that are pretty close to this one. Essie Perfect Mate is very, very close. It's maybe a touch brighter. I do like Radiant Renewal a little bit better because it is a little bit of a softer shade. And then OPI, excuse me, Big Sur is the one I was really thinking about from OPI, and that's the closest from OPI that I could find in my collection, but that one's one's more peachy. And then Eternal Optimist, what a good shade, you guys. That one's more mauve. I need to pull that out this spring. I had kind of forgotten about that polish, and it is such a good one. So if you haven't worn that one in a while, definitely pull that one out. It is such a beautiful shade. And obviously that's different. Colors like In Our Domain and Extra Extra Credit and Pin Me Pink, which I've been using a lot in comparisons lately, is more coral leaning, and this is a little bit softer and lighter. So I didn't compare it to those, but I thought people would probably ask me about it. The polish that I had just thought about when I first started talking about this is Cotton Candy from Orly. It's one of my favorite polishes, and I haven't worn it in a while. I'll have to get it out and see how it compares and show you guys. I love to wear that shade on my toes in the spring. Let me pull it out. They are pretty close. This one is quite a bit brighter though, and I'd say this one's a little bit more softer and muted, but they are pretty similar in color tone. I can see why I like this one. It's just a little bit softer and muted, but if you don't have Orly Cotton Candy, I'll see if Beyond Polish has it, or if I can find it anywhere, I'll link it down below, but that is such a good polish. Love that one. I'm so excited for spring, and I'll definitely be wearing this one for spring. And then Test the Waters. I love these names, by the way. I think they're so fun. This is beautiful, you guys. This is such a beautiful, soft, muted, grayed out blue. And I know what you're gonna say. It's exactly the same as the one they just came out with fall, which is my favorite, Tailored for You, but it's like the spring version of that. So of course I love this one, and I might even like it a little bit more than that. It is so pretty. I can't wait to show you guys in the comparisons. But the formula on this one is really fantastic too. I would say it's opaque in 1 to 2 coats. Obviously I like to build it up to 2, but it's very, very close to 1. And this, oh, so much. So it has a little bit more white in the base compared to Tailored for You, and it's a little bit brighter for spring. Let's look at those comparisons. So as you can see, Tailored for You is more gray toned, and Test the Waters is a little bit brighter and lighter and more spring appropriate, at least in my opinion. And then To Me From Me is more of a darker blue, kind of almost navy leaning, and then Toned Down is more gray. Beautiful perfection. I love the idea that they took that polish Tailored for You and made a spring version of it, because I kind of feel like that's what they did. I'm glad I have this. I love it so much. And then we have Malva, this beautiful purple. It's a little bit soft, it's mid-toned, it's grayed out, it's a little warmer leaning, and it is so beautiful, you guys. The formula is perfection on this. It's going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats, and it just goes on so glossy and so buttery. And their brush, you guys, if you haven't tried Morgan Taylor, their brush is my favorite. It's very similar to the Essie Gel Couture brush. It is just flat and a little more smooth, and I love it so much. It makes applying polish so much fun. Hopefully I've sold you on Morgan Taylor because it's such a good brand. Anyway, I love this shade. Let's get into those comparisons and I'll quit blabbing. So I compared it to Incognito Mode. That one's very close, just a touch warmer. That's new from the new OPI Spring collection. So these are very close. I would say I like the Morgan Taylor one a little bit more. And then Warm and Toasty Turtleneck is close, and it's soft, just a little bit different. And then Amethyst, or That, is brighter and lighter. Those are the ones that I found were closest. Okay, favorites. Let's pick favorites. I'm gonna have a lot. You guys, I really want to say that I love the whole collection. I really do, because I know this is like Susie Nell's New Orleans, but I'll probably pick this one over that because the formula is so fantastic. This one, I like the hint of shimmer, and I love the nude tone. I love this blue, absolutely. This purple is amazing, and I think what helps me, even though these are pretty similar to polishes that other people have come out with, the formula is fantastic and the brush is amazing, so I'll probably choose these over those. This purple's amazing, and this soft peachy pink, and this beautiful green. Here they are together. Gorgeous, gorgeous collection. What were your favorites from this collection? Let me know in the comments down below, and thanks again for watching. Hopefully these comparisons were helpful for you guys in deciding whether to get these. Let me know also in the comments down below if you love Morgan Taylor, and also let me know if you haven't tried them. If you love gel polishes, pick up these colors in the gelish line. Okay, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.